Moving on to
One Piece number 4.
One Piece.
Not surprised with just how much the fan base has grown, especially recently.
I don't know if it's the vibes that do make One Piece the great story that
it's the adventure. It's the friends we've made along the
Is
way.
it the friends we've made along the way?
Yeah, I feel like
Totally.
One Piece is. Yeah, I would say One Piece is not a vibes show.
No.
Yeah.
It's a. Yeah, you just
One
follow
Piece
the
is like
adventure. It's
let's
the
fucking
adventure.
go. Yeah, like that
So
kind
you
of
guys
vibe.
starting to come around. You starting to say what I'm saying.
I think...
See what I mean? Like One Piece is not a vibe.
No.
One Piece is like One Piece.
Yeah.
and it's so hard to explain this,
Yeah.
right? Like in the feeling. But
maybe the adventure is the vibe.
no,
you know?
no, it's not. We all know.
Maybe the adventure is
because
the
like
vibe.
when I say that One Piece,
I'm waiting for that panel in One Piece where Luffy goes, "Man, this is a vibe."
because when I say vibe, you don't picture like One Piece doesn't fit into like that idea you have in your head of what I mean when I say that, right? Like it's just
No.
different. Yeah, right.
Because it's
We
just
all know
like
that.
it's just like a good fun time, a good fun romp, and that's
Yeah.
like that's fun, that's great, that's amazing to experience, but it's not the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibe needs to be more chill.
It doesn't have to always be chill. I don't think it has to be chill.
No,
I think
no.
vibe can be cool. It can be exciting. It can be scary. It's vibes everything.
Like, just like the aesthetic of like Berserk or something. That's like
Yeah.
that's metal.
Berserk
as
builds
fuck,
vibes.
Man. That's metal as fuck.
I don't know what it means.
Like
anymore,
Berserk
man.
could make no sense, and I would still probably enjoy Berserk
Right.
just because of the energy. the
Could you do
vibes.
the same with One Piece?
No,
Why not?
because One Piece, without its story that it's carefully constructing, would just be a throwaway Saturday cartoon. If it didn't have the story, the weight that it's been building up for so long,
Yes.
I think it would just default into a episodic, kind of sad.
Is it because it's too
Simpsons
accessible?
esque.
Maybe
Well, no, because it's like I
in terms
think
of like art and like overall like story points and stuff like that.
I don't know if I misconstrued this, but I feel like you just said if One Piece didn't have a good story, it wouldn't be a good story.
no, as in like. Well, sorry. What was your first question? Let's go back to that.
Okay.
What did you say?
So you said that because Berserk has the vibe,
Yeah.
whatever that might be,
Yeah.
that you would still enjoy reading Berserk even if the story wasn't that good or made no sense.
Yeah, same with but with One Piece, I wouldn't.
But you
I
wouldn't be
now.
able to do that One Piece.
No.
Why is that?
Well, because that's the main strength of One Piece is the story and the world it's like building together.
Well, I would argue a very main point of Berserk is the story.
You could look at Berserk all day and just be like, "Oh hell yeah, this goes hard." You know those posts.
So
where
what
like,
I'm getting, okay. So what I'm getting at is that the vibe is just
Like-
like the art style.
no, because like
No, that's essentially
it's
what you
not.
just said.
No, because also it's like okay, you throw Luffy fighting. You show me like a random panel of One Piece that I haven't read.
Okay.
Right, of like Luffy fighting someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Even if it looks kind of cool, I'm like, if I don't know the story behind it or the reasoning, I'm like, But if I see Berserk, I see Guts fucking chopping something in half, and it's like the design's all fucking insane, and like, all the panels are brooding, and I'm like, all right, I'm cool,
Okay,
I'm
then
down.
hypothetical question. If One Piece was drawn by Miura, exact same story points and
You're just
everything,
saying, like, if-
would that
if-
be the vibe?
You're just saying if
Because from what I'm hearing is that you're describing the vibe as like a certain
Yeah, but
type
there-
of artwork.
No, absolutely not.
That's exactly
No,
what you're
because-
saying.
Yeah, but that's
Because
like,
you're like, oh, in Berserk, when Guts cuts
Yeah, but
something,
that's
it
like-
looks sick as fuck
but
because
you are
it's
literally
Guts.
saying, hey, the thing that is most notable about this thing, if I take that away, is it going to be worse? Yes. If I add the most notable thing of another show to another thing, am I going to still appreciate that notable? Yes, of course. If you add the Miura art style to anything, it's going to look like a fucking amazing vibe.
Right.
But that's not what makes it the vibe entirely. You know what I mean?
We've
I'm getting really
I
confused.
feel like you guys,
we have
you are
ruined this
trying.
one.
The problem is that you are trying to quantify the vibe. Stop trying to. This is the whole point of the vibe. Is that it isn't one thing. It's how it makes you feel. The whole art.
I think,
No, because
I think-
I feel like you just said One Piece just isn't your vibe.
No, exactly. That's what I've been trying to. But then you guys are like, oh, it's got to be the story. It's got to be no. I'm just saying it doesn't have the vibe for me. That's it. It's not that deep.
I think my new least favorite word is vibe now.
I think we've ruined this.
I think
word.
I've ruined the word vibe. for
I feel
myself.
like you guys are getting so hung up on this for no reason.
because
Like, I feel like it makes sense.
your description of vibe just doesn't make sense.
Vibe is an idea. It's not a singular point. I feel like you guys are trying to twist it into something that I'm not saying.
I don't know, man. To me, One Piece can be a vibe.
Yeah, One Piece.
One Piece can totally be a vibe.
Definitely a
Vibe is subjective. I never said it wasn't. It's the vibe for you.
You keep saying that.
It's the vibe.
You keep saying that
It's
like
the
we're supposed
vibe.
to understand what you mean. That's why we're asking these questions, Connor.
It's
It
okay.
sounds like to me that you're reinforcing your point of the vibe by using the word vibe.
It's the vibe. What do you want? I don't understand how you don't get this.
Sake. All right.
You're trying to be like, is it the art style? I'm like, no, it's not. And then you're like,
well, because
it's
I'm
the
trying
art
to
style.
figure out what the
but
hell
no,
you're meaning.
I would have said art style if that was what I cared about. I would have said story if it was the story that I cared about. But obviously, if you take the story out of One Piece, it's fucking shit.
So it's everything, basically. Is what you're saying.
Yes. Why is that so hard to understand? Because the whole point was that the show doesn't have to have this nice little ribbon of ending and being all tied up. It can just be enjoyable for all of the aspects that make the vibe.
I think you can apply that to anything, though. Surely, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like,
Movies, TV
yeah,
shows.
which is how I first opened up my argument, being like how Tenet barely makes sense, even if you know what's happening. It still barely makes fucking sense, and half the shit is dumb. But it's all about presenting this vibe that it doesn't have to be said, it doesn't have to be explained. When you watch it, you're like, I feel this. I get this emotion. I get this feeling.
word vibe, I just can't take it
I know, but I feel like you guys are trying to make it seem like what I'm saying is absurd.
I'm just trying to figure out where your reasoning for the vibe is.
Well, there it's
Like, it seems like there's no...
that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's nothing, and all of it. It's I don't understand it. Why you can't get this concept?
I don't think you know what the vibe
Yeah.
is.
No, I do. It's like if you've ever watched anything and like felt something.
Yes.
That's what we said like 15 minutes ago.
Yes, and
And
you
then
guys
you disagreed with it.
No, that is not.
Oh my God.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah, let me take a piss.
Okay.
Into my bladder up.
So what about? Wait, no. Question. What about Cold the Night then?
That's pure vibes.
I don't know
that's,
what that is.
That's
You
pure
have
vibes.
right? Like there's no like you can break down all the aspects, but all as a package you call it the vibe. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the show which got me thinking because I was like, the story is like kind of.
You understand what I mean by the concept, right? Like if
No,
something,
I understand what you mean. I understand you.
So then why were you grilling me and trying to get me to like explain something that was almost unexplainable?
No, because like I understood your original point where you're like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's all the vibe that matters, and then
And then you start like trying to ask me questions about it, and I'm like, well, obviously, you cannot explain the specifics of it. So trying to like be like, Arya, but
well,
like,
I think you can explain the specifics of it. You know, that's why I was
Sure.
questioning you, because like to me, like in order for me to agree that hey, sometimes it's all about the vibe, we both need to agree on what the definition of vibes are. Right? That's all I was like trying to like.
But I
ask.
also think it's okay to be like, yeah, it's different. It's different. What a vibe is to you is different from what a vibe is to me.
Yeah.
you know?
Which is why I was trying to find a common point of
Yeah, I know.
like a common point in our definition of like what do you value and what do you value in your media
Yeah.
and what do you value?
Well, it's like when we talked about like you were talking about the manga that Chainsaw Man guy made that had no point to it. It's like having
Yeah.
no point. That
Yeah.
like that's okay.
Yeah.
Stuff can have no point.
Sure.
Yeah.
It can just be that's
Look
also
at every
part of it.
slice of life.
Yeah, yeah. Like I guess One Piece could have no point and it'd be fine. You could enjoy it. But I think for One Piece not so much though really because that's kind of everything.
I think it's
kind of
proved that it has a point very long time
I think
ago.
every art has a point though.
But then again, this is a whole nother debate of like
Just stop. Don't
This
complicate this further.
we're going into other dangerous territories, Gaunt, where it's like, is art? What is the point of
Yeah,
art?
now we're discussing like what even is art.
Well, this is
Are we humans without art?
Yeah.
Is humanity existence without art?
Can art exist without humans?
what?
That's the question. Can
yeah.
art exist without
Of course
humans?
it can.
No,
or-
it can't.
Oh my fucking god, Gaunt.
I just proved a point. There you
But
go.
how can it exist
Thank
without
you.
humans?
Have you never like? It's like natural structures or natural beauty. It's like art in a different form.
Yeah, but without humans to appreciate art, how is it art?
So
It's
you,
just
so
objective.
but that means that the definition then of art is something to be appreciated by humans.
Yeah, we
That's,
invented.
I think that's exactly what
we
that
we
is.
invented
No,
the whole
I think
concept
art.
of
No, I
art.
think art exists without us.
What is art then?
Okay, now we're getting into a whole nother.
What is art? Let's discuss.
Same thing. We could turn the tables and say, okay, if you're a human, appreciate. If I paint a Picasso and no one's around to appreciate it, is it art?
Yeah.
Well, because you're there to appreciate it.
Okay, what if I finish my Picasso and die immediately on the spot and nobody ever finds it? Did I make art?
Okay. To me, let me define
Is
my
art the
definition.
process?
To me, art is like meaning, right? It might be emotions, but like we give meaning towards the like fucking Mike Wazowski or something like that.
Yeah,
this gives us
form.
some kind of meaning or some kind of emotional reaction. But without humans to give this thing meaning, this is just
This is just a lump of matter.
this is just a lump of matter, lump of atoms.
This is why we make fun of people that get art degrees. And this is why we need them.
Yeah. The question we're posing right now, art degree students spend 4 years trying to figure out. all the love to art degree
The same
people.
things I feel when I see some sick artwork are the same things I feel when I see like an insane, beautiful piece of nature.
Yeah.
It evokes the same emotions.
Yeah,
The
okay, but if
appreciation of
humans
the
weren't
form.
there, right?
Yeah.
For you to make that
But the art exists
assumption,
without me.
would that mountain that you deem as art be still viewed as art? I don't think so. It would just be a mountain.
It'd
Yeah.
still be a mountain, but it still wouldn't mean that it doesn't hold the beauty of art.
I think the beauty of art comes from the fact that someone has observed it to be a beauty.
Yeah.
of art.
Well, this is where we're going to have to move on because this is
Okay.
otherwise going to become an unwatchable episode.
All right. So number 5,
What a
monster.
how long do we fucking waste talking
Yeah,
about this
This
shit?
is
Christ.
this is what happens when we, instead of talking about anime, we talk about manga. And this is why every manga reader is the most insufferable piece of shit I've ever met in my life, man.
I am
Just try to argue.
Joey?
Just try to argue the vibes.
I'm just gonna say, boys, I have thoroughly enjoyed this episode so far. This is what I would do off
we talk
camera.
about anime and it's just like he fucking funny memes. Let's clown on Jujutsu Kaisen fan base, and we talk about manga and it's like,
What is art?
what is art? Well, my definition of art is this, and this is why this manga. We haven't even.
Okay,
I'm having a great time,
Here's how
boys.
we settle this debate once and for all. Google what is art. what is the concept of art?
Because then it's gonna open
Whatever
up.
the top Google is, we agree.
Because then it's gonna
I could be
open
wrong.
up to like fucking. Okay, art, the expression
Oh,
or
human.
application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be
Human
appreciated
activity.
primarily for
Ah.
their beauty or emotional
That's
power.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, no, art would not
I
exist
guess you
without
guys
humans.
are right because Google said so.
Yeah. And Google is always right.
No, art's beyond that. You know, you
Is
can
it-
you don't get gaslight.
it's fine,
Don't
man,
get
it's
gaslit
fine.
by
I mean, I'll let
Google,
the
man.
I'll let the computer tell me what's right.
You
I mean,
free think for yourself, Connor. That's what art's all about.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
it's not about one interpretation, one meaning, one expression. It's about your own.
I don't want to Google what is
Definition.
vibes. I don't want to.
No,
I don't want to
don't.
Google what is
Let's
vibes.
move on.
Let's move on.
We're only 4 manga into this list.
How many minutes have you been recording for? Like an hour.
40 minutes.
Oh, my
40
Lord.
minutes.
All right.